Hello everyone, Stephen B. Andrews from the Beloved Party Band. See you next Thursday. And I have another look for your eyes. This look actually is very bright, very bold, very colorful, and I get a lot of compliments for this look. And it's inspired by the amazing, beautiful woman herself, Miss Fame. She did this look on Jeffree Star, as a matter of fact, and I loved it and I thought it was absolutely beautiful, and it's my favorite colors too, blue. I decided to simplify it and created my own version of it. So I want to thank you, Miss Fame, for inspiring me to do this look and for inspiring me to do my own makeup tutorials as well. I also want to congratulate Miss Fame for opening her own makeup line. Absolutely love it. And for Jeffree Star for opening up her own makeup line as well. I cannot wait to try Bloodlust. So let's get started. I'm going to call this look the Electric Blue look. And it's a mixture of blues and whites. And I'm going to use what we call a white base. Meaning that everything in the eye, like the eyelid right up to the eyebrow, is going to be all white. And the reason why it's going to be white is because it's going to make those colors pop and make them really bold. So, to start with a white base, we do need to use a primer. I generally don't like to use a primer that is a skin color because it's not going to get the white out as well, I guess you could say. So I'm going to use Revlon Color Stay Cream Eyeshadow, number 750. This is vanilla, but it's silver, and it comes out with a shimmer. And this really catches the white. It's really amazing. So I'm going to put this all around the eye socket, above the eye socket, just like so, and below, right on the lid. So all over. All over. Now I generally like to use my fingers. But if you prefer to use a brush, the Color Stay also has a little brush applicator right on the cap, right here. See? You just take that out. So now that we have our silver on here, it's a great primer. Now we have to use our base, which is a white. Now I'm using a white matte, which means there's no shimmer to it. And the reason why is because it will really define those colors, okay? So for a white base, you can use Annabelle White Matte. You can pick it up at any cosmetics department, you know, Shoppers or Walmart, maybe even Zayre's, who knows? Or I like to use MAC Gesso, Gesso, White Matte. You want to put everything on throughout the whole, like everywhere you put the silver on, okay? Everywhere around here, okay? I'm using a large pointed to fine brush, like so. The bristles are a little stiffer. That way you can pack a little more on the eye, and we are putting it all around where we put the silver. It is highlighting the of just above the socket here, just below the eyebrow, and it's defining your lid. Okay, so when you have a hooded eye compared to a defined eye, it will bring out the lid a little bit more and make it look a little more defined. And what this is doing is it's going to define your eyebrows as well. It'll really bring out the shape of your eyebrow. Okay, now that we look like we're about to make a bunch of balloon animals, it's time to go on to the blue. Well, what I'm going to use for my blue is called NYX Professional Makeup, and I'm using the Ultimate Shadow Palette. And again, you can pick this up at any cosmetics department. It looks pretty much like this. Okay? It has a lot of very bold colors in it. And I'm going to use these two shades. The lighter blue and the darker blue. So the lighter blue is going to be on the high part of the socket, and the darker blue is going to be in the socket, okay, to define the line of your eye, okay? So I'm going to use a rounder brush, and it has a bit of a point to it. So I am going to put a little bit of shadow on this brush, but the rule of thumb when you're making a defined eye is less is more. So bringing everything up, okay, so it blends into the white. So when we're doing this to define, we're trying to define the socket bone, okay? Because it brings everything up and it makes you look a little bit younger. When we blend everything up, and we drag it across and then we blend it up, it gives everything a nice smoky look. Very natural, very nice. Okay. So now that we have our lighter blue on, we want to define the eye more with a darker blue. So I'm going to use from the NYX Ultimate Eyeshadow Palette, and I'm going to use the darker blue here now. And we're going to go just below where we put the lighter shade, and right along the crease of our eye socket. The eye socket right in here. Right up in there. And we want to blend this out a little more here to raise the eye. So, less is more. Less is more. Sometimes I like to make sure that my eye is open when I do this. And not only will this define your eye, but it gives the blue a nice little diffused look. This is looking so good. How good? So good. A lot of people have asked me, during any of our shows with See You Next Thursday, they've asked me why I like to wear makeup. I often say there are several reasons, but there are three main reasons why I like to wear makeup. First reason is because I'm told I look like Boy George. And who doesn't want to look like a celebrity, right? Second reason being, makes me look fabulous. Makes me feel young too. And the most important reason I like to wear makeup, like we are taught in public school or in kindergarten, we are always taught not to judge a book by its cover. So now that we have our blue on, it is time to define everything with a little bit of black. Okay? And black will really pop everything out more. It just gives a nice finished look. So, what I use for my eyeliner, I use the MAC Pro Longwear Black. It's right here. This is a black gel eyeliner. It is amazing, this stuff, because it goes on and then you can wait for maybe 10 seconds, start smudging it. And it smudges so much easier. What you could also use is the Revlon Color Stay Black, number 210, and then follow that with like a black eyeshadow. So you can bring it out to the outer corner of your eye to define your lashes. This is a very good brush. It's quite defined. It has a little curve at the end. You can still pick these up. It's a Quo, so you can pick these up at any cosmetics department. I actually got this up at Shoppers Drug Mart, so and they're not very expensive. So this actually reminds me of a time I used to perform with a buddy of mine named Charles McGee. He plays with a band called Pulse Code. And him and I actually have a couple of songs out called under Stephen B. Andrews and Collected Thoughts. We actually had a show one time, and my parents came to it. My dad came up to me and he said, "You guys do great music, but can I give you some pointers?" I said, "Sure, Dad, you know, whatever." And he said, "Lose the eyeshadow." Well, a few years later, after the success of See You Next Thursday so far, I was visiting my family, and my sister saw me and she said, "Stephen, why are you wearing makeup?" "Why do you wear makeup?" she said. Well, I gave her that speech. I said, you know, there are 3 reasons why I wear makeup. When I told her the final reason, and when I said, you know, not to judge a book by its cover, my father applauded. He applauded me, and I thought, wow. I felt like I moved him. Well, my father was very proud of me for saying that. So now I am going to smudge this out a bit. I'm going to smudge the black, and then I'm going to bring it up a little more. And then smudge it a little bit out with a nice defined look to it. Now, with this, you really have to be patient with the MAC Pro Longwear, because it's you need to let it settle first before you start smudging, because it's a gel. So it will, if you don't wait at a good time, it will not just smudge on subtly, it'll smudge on in blotches. So you just want to be very careful. But I noticed that when you wait for a bit, you can get it, you can smudge it very nicely. Just like that. Oh, just look, this is going on so nicely. And if it's not smudging on as well as you would want it to, you can still use like any black eyeshadow or carbon black from MAC, and just go from the corner here and just do little tiny circles up and out. But you don't want to go too far, okay? Because you don't want to lose all that blue, right? There we go. Oh, this looks so good. So good. The best thing about the MAC Pro Longwear is it lasts a long time because you don't need to use a lot of it. It goes on like butter. I'm bringing the eyeliner all the way across the upper lash line and just halfway down the lower lash line. And this is a neat trick. It's a neat trick, and I will show you why later. Alright, so now we're going to do our eyebrows. And I like to keep the eyebrows light. So this is my favorite. This is the Revlon Color Stay Brow Creator. And this is Taupe, number 630. It's a nice light brown. Looks great with blonde and any kind of light colors. It has 2 sides. It has your defining side here so you can trace out your eyebrow. And on the other end, it has a place where you can comb the eyebrow. And if you think it stops there, it doesn't. Because when you trace your eyebrow, you also want your eyebrow to set. And if you twist it and pull, you have your setting powder right in the middle. Isn't that cute? It is an eyebrow kit in a pencil. I love it. So what I'm doing is I'm trying to follow the hairs of my natural eyebrow. And once you get into a hard line, well, when you start tracing the lines in here, you want to soften and comb everything in with the brush part of your eyebrow definer. Because what that does is it creates a nice soft line so your eyebrows don't look, you know, like they're drawn on. Now with your eyebrows, I have a big rule of thumb that is very popular. And if I had a studio audience, I would have them repeat it for me. You can make your eyebrows look similar to each other, but they cannot be symmetrical because your eyebrows are sisters. They are not twins. Now I'm going to set my eyebrows, and set meaning put a little bit of powder on them. It's time for our mascara. And I'm going to use a new mascara product. Now, before you go, oh my god, he's using another mascara product, he's not using L'Oreal. Well, I am going to use L'Oreal. And it is voluminous, and it is black, but this is the L'Oreal Superstar Red Carpet in black. And you can pick this up in any cosmetics department. There are two sides to this. Take the applicator, the excess off on the end, right to the tip of your eyelash, shake, twist, and then pull. And see how it creates such volume on your eyelashes. You don't want to put too much on or else it's going to look like gobs. And while we're waiting for our eyelashes to set, I'm going to take Revlon Color Stay eyeliner in blue, and we're going to go along the lower lash above the lash line. So right here, and as we say, we pull everything down and we just go right across. And I'm going to put this where the black eyeshadow ends, and I am going just above that too. Nice. Just like that. Now, as you notice, I also didn't put the first step, the thickener, on my bottom lashes. You can if you want to. I like to keep the upper lashes thicker because I'm trying to bring the eyes up. If you bring the lower lashes as well, it might make your eyes look a little droopier. But that's only my opinion. Now that we've set the thickener up on the top here, I'm going to go and use step 2. Step 2 is curved, as you can see. And this is pretty much the same as the voluminous and carbon black. I was wearing this mascara one time out. Someone asked me where I had gotten my eyelashes done. And I say, honey, everything I get is from the cosmetics department. Do you think I look like I can afford individuals? I really want to. But she said, really? Those are your real eyelashes? I said, yes, they are. And I told her where to get this. Girlfriend was floored. And voila! This is the electric blue look, completely finished. For more information on See You Next Thursday, the party band, you can look at our website at www.seeyounextthursday.ca. You can find us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter and Instagram. Also, you can take a look at my YouTube channel. Until then, I'm Stephen B. Andrews, and I say, please stay safe and stay fabulous. And when we blend everything up, it gives everything a nice smoky look. A nice smoky. This is called voluminous but this is called L'Oreal Voluminous Superstar Red Carpet. And again, you can pick this up Again, you can pick this up at any cosmetics department. I just said eyebrows, didn't I? So let's do the eyebrows.
Different phrases.